episode. I keep forgetting these numbers. I think it's 14 now, but I'm
I
probably
think we're
going
on
to be
this.
wrong.
They're on 16, right?
47.
It is 42,
42.
the answer to life, the universe, and everything. So,
It's episode pi.
no,
I like pi.
it's episode
Y'all
I,
trolling.
imaginary. It's the imaginary episode.
Yay.
Oh, no. We've gotten uncanon.
Whatever episode number this is, welcome. Let's introduce our players. Let's start with Mr. Captain Man.
Hi, everybody. I'm Adcon, and today I'll be playing the role of the jackass captain on the new starship. I'm Captain Tato Chesko, and I look forward to exploring the cosmos with you.
And let's go with our second in command or tactical officer. Oh wait,
Wow,
no, not second in command, because that's Roxon. That's my NPC. Let's just go with the tactical officer then.
I'll be
I was
second
like,
officer.
wait,
Yeah.
I got promoted? What? Phoenix Blue here, playing Lieutenant Commander Safan.
And what about our chief engineer?
What about
Oh, that's me. Sorry. Hi, I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Mazaka.
Our chief medical officer.
I'm Sarah, and I'm Dr. Kilani Jar.
And finally, but definitely not least, our science officer.
I'm Bookwormy, and I'm Lieutenant Commander Thazareth, at your service.
Alright, so last when we went off, Captain Ted had a rather interesting conversation with his former mentor at the Department of Temporal Investigations, who debriefed about the recent mirror universe escapade that the crew of the Valkyrie had. So we're going to pick up right after that and start with the captain just leaving the admiral's officers as he walks out of that meeting.
Yeah, I basically stomp out of that meeting. I'm pretty pissed.
So where are you going to go?
Jeez.
Just as a reminder,
Part of Ted wants...
just a reminder, your chief engineer slammed down a holodeck recording of a pool for you to go relax in.
That's very true. Part of Ted wants to go get drunk, but no, he's going to go... I'm assuming we're on Narrendra Station?
You are on Narrendra Station.
Yeah, no, he's going to go see if he can reserve some holodeck time.
Alright, so while the captain's doing... what are your plans for the Valkyrie? Are you just...
Well, the fact that we had a recent stay over, honestly, I would say we could probably just get whatever needs supplies a little bit. Probably, I do want to do one level 5 diagnostic. Just might as well since we're at a start base. Might as well just take the opportunity while we have it. But afterwards, I would say we would probably get underway since we have new orders.
Oh, well, you don't actually have new orders just yet. It's just, I don't think Admiral gave you any. Yeah,
That's a good point.
As far as you know, you've got nothing immediately on your plate.
That's weird then, downtime.
Yay, shore leave.
Yeah, basically, shore leave. Might as well take what they can.
Alright, so everyone, so you send the announcements through that everyone's got some shore leave, and the crew's got some R&R. So while you go the whole suite, what do some of you others do while you've got some shore leave? Let's start with engineer Mzaka. What's Mzaka doing?
He's gonna do some maintenance on the motorcycle, and then he's gonna go down to the holodeck on the Valkyrie, not the one on the station, and he's gonna go work off some steam as well, because he's still a little freaked out about everything from last time.
Okay, what about our chief medical officer? What Zar's gonna do?
Between reading in her quarters and just in general, she's gonna maybe go for a jog around Narrendra Station, just kind of going around and like seeing what there is and getting out to stretch her legs, so to speak.
So taking in the sights, just getting a lay of the land. Okay. What about Thesaurus? What's
She's probably writing some letters to her bond group and maybe checking out some of the more recent scientific journals and seeing if there's anything that she can catch up on or touch base on in terms of research and any information on the eddies in Shackleton.
most of the information you get about the Shackleton Expanse, the eddies, you already really know. The Valkyrie's got pretty good sensors. You're out and amongst them. Records from when the Valkyrie first encountered are pretty. There's they mostly seem like just a natural part of the space weather here in the Shackleton Expanse. Just something that got to be mapped and avoided and mitigated as much as possible. So I guess that's Safan. What is Safan going to be doing?
Safan is going to be seeking out the any Vulcan sage or monk who might be on Narrendra Station.
There's going to be a monk. So you look through the computer systems and find a monk that has recently arrived from Pajem, and she's got her quarters on the station.
Okay. I guess I'll hail her. What, do I know what her name is?
The name is going to be. I didn't think of her name beforehand. So
Tavel.
Tavel, that'll do.
That was good, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to go to Argot, but Tavel it is. You find Monk Tavel. Her name's listed, and it seems like she's available to be talked to.
Okay. And basically try and find out what time would be convenient to speak with her.
There doesn't seem to be any kind of schedule listed. It would just be you turning up at whatever time's convenient for you, and
Whatever it is most logical.
Whatever is most logical.
Yeah. Okay. Then there's no sense putting it off.
All right. So you
introduce myself and
yep. So
say,
So
sorry, go ahead.
So how are you? Like, are you just going up to a door, or are you going to try and communicate with her through your comm badge, or what are you going to? How are you approaching?
Comm badge first, I think, just to make sure that they're rather than introducing myself cold, it would be more logical, I think, to request her time via comm.
Isn't there like a procedure for this? I mean, like in terms of like Vulcan what's spirituality? Usually there's like No, I'm overthinking it. Never mind.
Not yeah.
Not in this case, anyway. It's you.
And even if there were, Safan might not be aware of it.
That's true.
So you get on the comm badge. This is Tavel.
This is Lieutenant Commander Safan of the Valkyrie. May I request some of your time, Tavel?
Yeah, I've got to think about how to word this. That's the big problem of DGMing. You got to play your characters right. So she's going to say, I do have some time that is currently unassigned. If you would like to meet me at my quarters, that would be an appropriate time.
I will be there presently.
Then I will see you when you arrive. And the comm line goes quiet as she ends it.
Okay. Yeah, that's my next stop.
All right, so you approach the quarters. What do you presume you're gonna
Just ring the chime. Yeah.
You hear enter, and
Okay.
And the door opens as you approach. It's a very dimly lit room. There's candles and incense, and it seems that she's in the middle of meditation, but she's welcomed you in. So please come in.
I'll come in and kind of get the feel of the quarters, look around.
Yeah, the quarters. There doesn't, apart from like the incense and candles that are part of her meditation, there doesn't seem to be much in the way of anything. Like she's pretty Spartan in terms of personal effects.
Okay. Tavel, I find myself in need of assistance. During a recent away mission, I found myself struggling with my emotional control.
What would you like to be done about it? She opens her eyes and just stares blankly at you.
I do not know, but I am concerned that failure to maintain my bearing would have an adverse effect on the performance of my duty.
Well, then it seems that a test would be required.
I raise an eyebrow.
A testing of your mental defenses. See if there is anything that I may assist in, to use architectural terms. Shoring up.
Very well.
Now we go to the mud pits.
Oh my god.
All right, so
Jello.
she beckons you forward to please sit in front of me.
I take a seat.
And she places her hand on your face as if to prepare a Vulcan mind meld and starts through the words.
Okay.
Your thoughts, my thoughts to your thoughts. And let's just do a roll to see if anything bad happens.
Okay, what am I rolling?
No, well, you're not defending. You're not.
Oh, okay.
Countering it. So she's done the roll and
I gotcha.
seems that a connection is established. You see you're in the exact same room that you are now. It's just you're both standing. The room is it's got like an orange tinge to it. It's bit blurry, but it seems Yeah, you are familiar. You've successfully she's successfully mind melded with you.
Okay.
Uh, so now is where we test your defenses. I will attack you, but this will be a mental exercise. You will not be harmed, but we will see how strong they are. So she goes into a fighting stance, and let's do some roll offs. Daring. So this will be presence. Will it be presence or insight? Let's do insight command.
Okay.
A roll off.
Okay. Does my composure focus apply here?
You know what? I will allow it.
Okay.
Okay, I am. Okay. So
4
that's
successes.
4 successes. She gets 3.
Good lord.
So you get 1 momentum. Good, she says, as she goes in for another. She tries. She actually picks up something that you hadn't noticed was there in the room before. It's like a large, like, ornate candle holder. As she goes again. So this time I'm using a threat, and I'm going to roll 3d20 for her.
Okay. Guys, if I can steal that momentum I just generated.
Yeah, go for it.
Not that it helped.
Well, okay. So she rolled 2 complications.
Nice.
Oh, and no successes.
Oh my god.
Suddenly, Kagon appears in the mind meld and hits her with
As she
It's a fun. It's like, what the shit is this?
as she attacks, you basically manage to wrap your arms around her and throw her down to the ground. It seemed like in spiritual form, you knock her head on the side of one of the tables, and she seems to have seems to have rattled her a bit. I'm gonna give you 4 momentum for her 2 complications. So there we go. Sometimes that's when spending threat is actually bad for the GM.
I look at her quizzically and say, "Forgive me, Tavel, but I do not understand the point of this exercise."
She stands up and quietly looks at you. You were concerned about your emotional control. You have shown me this is, even though it may appear as a physical fight, we are fighting with our in our minds, in a mind meld. This is not a physical assault. This is an assault of the mind. And as you withstand my assault here, then I can only say that your mental defenses are well prepared. That there is nothing for you to be concerned about. If that is indeed, if you are indeed concerned.
I see. In that case, I believe this exercise has strengthened my resolve. Thank you.
She nods once again, and you return back as she releases her hand, and the mind meld fades, and you're back. You see a bit of blood trickling down from her nose.
Do you require medical attention?
It appears I do. If you will forgive me, Commander.
May I be of assistance?
I have medical supplies here, but probably it would be more logical to approach the chief medical officer of this facility and get seen to by professionals rather than try and do this incompletely.
If that will not raise any undue questions, then that is a logical course of action. Humans do not always understand our motivations or our ways.
Pardon me. Said questions are a fact of life. It is illogical to try and hide from them. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Of course.
Thank you for your time.
I take my leave of you.
And she walks out of her own quarters to go see go towards the station's med bay. She leaves you alone in the quarters, not necessarily kicking you out or anything, but just.
Well, I see no point in remaining. I will see myself out.
All right. So, so leave it a couple of day and a half on recreation, and new orders have come in. There's a patrol of some distant star systems to do initial planetary surveys to see if there's any suitable planets for colonization further into the expanse. This is pretty much farther than you've gone into the expanse than you have before. And you've received those orders.
Science!
Thank goodness. He might have been hiding it pretty well, but Ted was feeling a little bit aimless without orders at the moment.
Right. So,
and I'm assuming those diagnostics probably went pretty well, which is good.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with the Valkyrie systems. Maybe you've there's some minor things that were easily addressed. Nothing that wasn't expected or particularly dangerous or just the efficiencies increased just a bit, pretty much, with the systems that were diagnosed.
Yeah, no, I never. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry, I was just going to ask if our momentum is still at 4.
Your momentum would be down to 3 because technically it's the start of a new scene, but you've got 3 momentum.
Yeah. Hey, Baz. Before we go any further, I think there was a scene that the doctor and I had talked about playing out.
Okay. Yes. If you want.
Dr. Zhar.
Yeah, so if you want to do that, where's the scene taking place? Because this would be, you'd still have 4 momentum at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would just be like as Stefan is leaving and maybe out at one of the common areas, and Kalani's just been jogging around the station. She bumped, they just kind of like catch sight of each other and they go, "Oh, hey, I know you." And so she like just kind of like jogs up to him, and she's not in her uniform, but she's in like workout gear, and she's a little flushed. She says, she just says, "Well, fancy meeting you here."
Indeed, Doctor. I must say this is involving somewhat less loss of momentum than my previous meeting with Commander Mizaka when I was first assigned to the Valkyrie.
Oh, I don't think I've heard that story.
To say we ran into each other would be a literal and truthful interpretation.
Well, a good thing that I didn't literally try to run you over.
Indeed.
So what have you been up to?
I have availed myself of a Vulcan monk visiting from Pajam.
And she kind of raises her eyebrows and wasn't expecting that level of candor. She says, "Oh?"
I had a concern about my performance on our last away mission and wished to discuss it with another Vulcan.
I kind of knit my brows and I go, I had been wanting to check in on both you and Commander Zazareth, just because that's a lot of mental load for someone to take to maintain a connection for as long as we did. And I also wanted to let you know that if you ever wanted to talk about anything, my door is always open. But I understand if you want to keep your discussions with another Vulcan.
Thank you, Doctor. I will confide the meld was not an unpleasant experience.
Yeah, well, it was unusual. But also, doesn't have to be on the record if that's something you're concerned about.
Gives you the Vulcan eyebrow. I will keep that in mind. Thank you, Doctor.
I just nod and I go, and I just and I kind of start jogging in place again. I go, well, I've still got a few more minutes here, but I'll see you back on the ship.
Indeed.
And I take back off again.
All right, so now we'll skip ahead to everyone being on the bridge, getting ready to take off with your new orders.
Mm-hmm.
Misaka's gonna come in. His fur is still like kind of wet.
I've actually been on the bridge probably for the last couple hours because personally, putting it honest, I kind of wanted to pull out the panels and see how everything was getting set up. I've been it still ties into my innate desire to see how everything works on the ship, just to know.
So from a mechanical or from a structure, like from a command sort of structural point of view, like chain of command.
It's a little bit of both. I was sort of taking part in some of the diagnostics just to get my my eyes and ears on the all the equipment.
Okay. Let's do a presence command. Difficulty 2 roll for me.
It's the first time I've ever taken command of a starship, so it's probably a good idea for me to be aware of what's going on.
Yeah. If you could do a presence command difficulty 2 check for me as you do all that. Okay, no, you didn't quite get it.
Oh.
Oh well. You spend your time doing that. You You get
You break
an
the
idea-
bloody ship.
You don't break the bloody ship because you didn't get a complication, but you get a sort of an idea of where everything is, what things do, but you don't really get a strong connection to your crew just yet. You're still the new captain. You're still trying to just get a sense of the crew.
I bet I do a frustrated sigh and run my hands over my head fins, because I realize I'm just getting in the way, and sort of take a step back.
All right, so now you're ready to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Zareth probably never left the ship and was just busy, like, in her quarters the entire time.
Rising maps.
Hmm.
All right, so let's have this new con officer that you've created as a sporting crew. Let's start him off with a control con check.
Yes, Cameron Alvarado.
Cameron Alvarado is your con officer. So let's see, what rank is he?
Ensign.
Ensign Alvarado. Let's see
Yep.
how well the ensign does.
All right. Let's see. He's got helm operations as a focus. Can I do
Yeah, that will count.
that? 1.
Okay, it's not a particularly smooth exit. Like, there was a couple of hairy bits where you were starting to get a bit close, and things weren't quite going as smoothly as they perhaps should have been. But he gets out of there without damaging anything. So that's
He
at
looks
least
a little
plus.
bit. He looks a little bit sheepishly too. Apparently, this was also his first. This is probably his first posting out of the academy.
So yeah, he at least he doesn't get he get to
He doesn't Galaxy Quest it.
no
Yeah.
like he didn't Sulu it from the first 2009 Star Trek movie.
I think the Galaxy Quest one is worse. But yeah, it's like, oh god, can we just look a little bit graceful, please?
And just as you've gotten out of the station, Admiral Herbert appears on the screen. Captain Tedesco?
Admiral Herbert, how can we help you?
I'm going to have to ask you to return back to the station. We have some news that has just come through from the rest of the Beta Quadrant.
Yeah, we can absolutely do that. It's a little unprecedented, unusual, but yeah, no, we'll set a course back to the station.
Okay, I am sending you some links to some news feeds as well. Probably best if you listen and watch those before returning back to my office.
All right. Yeah, no, I'm going to request that the conversation be moved over to my ready room, and I'm going to give Rugson the call while I go over.
Okay. So the screen goes blank. The main screen goes blank as you head to your ready room and brings it back up. Captain, well, you might as well just watch these. And
I do.
yeah, it's.
And for those wondering what we're referring to, please refer to the episodes DS9 Paradise Lost.
Yes, so we were discussing this before. Basically, the short version is Admiral Layton attempted to coup. Had an attempted coup against the Federation president, and tried to take military control of the United Federation of Planets, and Captain Benjamin Lafayette Sisko of the Defiant and Deep Space Nine managed to thwart him, and basically the Dominion is a big threat, and in an attempt to try and protect the Federation from it, the Admiral did ordered the Lakota to fire upon the Defiant. Luckily, the Lakota didn't, and yes, but yes, there is. There's, as far as the news clippings, there isn't a lot of information yet, but that'll come out through. The Admiral has been charged with treason.
And what did the crew of the Lakota?
There is so there was no actual firing, so everyone's there isn't any loss of life. It's just like
Hey, Baz.
yes,
I'm sorry because I do have to track check you there.
yep,
The Lakota and Defiant did exchange phaser fire. There were casualties on both ships. The Lakota, when ordered to destroy the Defiant, did not.
okay. So that is more correct than what I said. So there were so. It's been a while since I watched DS9, unfortunately.
Yep. No worries. I'm familiar with the episode because of Stefan's background.
Yes, so for everyone who doesn't know, because Stefan's previous captain was Captain Layton, but he doesn't know what has happened just yet. Yes, Captain. So back to Admiral Hebert. Sorry, I keep doing that. As you see, we're going to have to basically enter high-level meeting with command captains from the Klingon Empire and other Federation ships, and plan what we should be doing for the Shackleton Expanse in regards to both the changing threat and to and in response to a potential coup d'etat by one of our own. So if you would return to the station, we can get these meetings underway as soon as possible.
I'm just sort of pinching the bridge of my nose again, just pure frustration. Aye, Admiral. U.S.S. Valkyrie report is ordered.
See you soon, Captain.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to just take a minute and just sort of grunt and sigh in frustration, just purely out of that pure kind of, why is shit happening like this? And then I'm going to call, actually I'm going to get my comm badge. Lieutenant Commander Stefan, please report to my radio room.
On my way, Captain. So, doesn't take long, obviously, because I was on the...
Yeah, the
so
door
he just
opens,
immediately enters.
Stefan walks in, and the door's closed behind him.
And he just sees a captain with his back standing to him, staring out the starfield window. Commander, I've got some troubling news. And I take one of the data pads with the recent... I'm assuming instead of a news briefing, where I was actually giving a full Starfleet intelligence briefing on this situation.
So there was the news, but there was also a full intelligence briefing as well.
I give him everything. I give a data pad, set it up to everything his clearance allows, and I hand it over to Stefan. I wanted you to be the first to know about this before it gets out to the rest of the crew.
I'm standing there reading this, and I'd kind of like to do a composure check against my own character here. What would I need to roll?
So I'm going to say let's do. I don't know if it's insight or presence. Let me do insight and command with your
Insight,
composer focus.
Okay, what's my difficulty?
Don't tell him.
You know what?
That's fair.
I'm going to have this as on a sliding scale. How well you do is going to be like if you get
how non-composed I am.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh no.
Um.
Oh no.
Okay.
That eyebrow is going up and up and up and up.
No,
Smash. You just smash the computer like Spock style, like.
Well, no, because it's a data pad in my hand, but I may or may not have just dented it from gripping it so hard.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna say. Like your face is stoic and calm, but
Is there like a crack when the screen cracks?
yeah, there is an audible crack as Safan's hands just tenses with the news.
I turn around, Commander.
I am uncertain what to make of this development, Captain. My loyalties remain to the Federation, to Starfleet, and to you, and to the principles on which the Federation is built.
Commander, it's not going to be turned into a witch hunt for everyone who may have served in Lakota. That's not going to happen. If anyone tries it, they're going to have to get through me. I wanted you to notice because, first off, you're head of security on the ship. You should probably know these kind of things first. Secondly, obviously, given your background. But you personally served with the Admiral, correct?
Yes, sir. It was my previous commanding officer.
What do you think could have happened to the man to have gone from such a distinguished career to this?
Permission to speak freely, sir.
Granted.
As a captain, Leighton was strict and believed first and foremost in maintaining the security of Starfleet and the Federation. I believe his focus on security may have blinded him to the very liberties that we strive to secure. He believed that the ends justified the means.
Forgive my saying so, he sounds like a freaking idiot. I just tossed my data pad and tossed it onto the table. Sorry. History's full of men like him. People who just taking things apart.
It is I who should apologize to you, Captain, for having lost my bearing. And I hand him the data pad.
I kind of smirk a little bit at it. Nice. But no, we're not turning this into a witch hunt, a trial of the Lakota. It's not going to happen on my ship, not to my crew. We're going to get dragged into something nasty, aren't we?
Indeed. The Dominion is not like other threats the Federation has faced. It is unlike the Borg, who, for the danger that they pose, are not subtle in their intent.
It sounds like I actually need to read up on them. I've been so concerned about just scientific pursuits.
As have we all.
No, I'm the captain. I gotta be up to date on this. Regardless, if there's anything you need from me, Commander, you let me know.
I appreciate that, Captain, and likewise, given my security background, if I can assist this ship or you in preparing in any way, I will do so.
Actually, now that you mentioned it, I did want to get some brushing up on my phaser marksmanship. I missed back on the new SAR. I missed a shot, and I missed. That's the problem.
Misses do happen in firefights, Captain.
Yeah, well, a little bit of personal pride then, I guess.
I understand and will assist.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You're dismissed, Commander.
Sir? I'll turn around and walk out.
Yeah. Right as he walks out, he hears another data pad getting thrown against the wall.
Raise an eyebrow and silently wonder if that was the one I cracked.
Sacrificial data pad.
Basically.
All right. So
We've seen the shows. They're a dime a dozen, apparently.
You can replicate them. Come on.
the news of the.
At this point, I've allowed the news to spread to the general.
So that's
general
all
crew.
spread. And can you give me a presence command? Other captains come in, clicking on, including Captain Akul of the U.S. RKS Mubui, which the Valkyrie, but has encountered, but you guys, most of the senior crew haven't yet. Pretty much everyone but Amzaka hasn't encountered Akul before. But pretty much there is a big discussion panel that happens in the next few days. And Captain, if you would roll a presence command check, difficulty 2 for me.
Oh boy, you mind to get some momentum?
That's what it's there for.
Go for it, yeah.
Go for it.
My luck hasn't been great today. Presence command. Let's see. What diplomacy apply? Anthropology? Any of my focus?
Yeah, I'm gonna say diplomacy and anthropology are gonna apply. One of those.
Thank
going
goodness.
to apply.
3.
Okay, so you got your momentum back. So yeah, as you go, most of it is pretty dull and boring, really, but you are able to help steer the conversation in a more productive way. Basically, the conclusion is that there's nothing that you can really do. The founders are shapeshifters. There is basically no point in doing a witch hunt because, like everyone and anyone could be one. And from the intel reports, that measures that Captain Cisco did introduce, while that's why he was on Earth, to introduce security measures against infiltration, were not all that successful. They were bypassed and all that kind of stuff anyway. So
there'd be no point in instituting blood screenings on board the Valkyrie.
There is no point in instituting blood screenings. I mean, you can, but the consensus is that the likelihood of picking something up is going to be very small.
It's also not a culture I want to enforce on my ship.
No. So that isn't because of your influence. That isn't going to be an order.
I know at some point I probably shouted down against the Klingon who wanted to push for it.
Yeah. I'm going to say that Captain Cool was the one to push for it, and you were able to.
I told him to shut the fuck up and sit down. in so many words.
You're able to effectively communicate to the Klingon that there was literally no point in trying. So with all that settled, there is a sense of tension on the station, but for now your orders are just you've been ordered to go back on your way and continue your orders.
All right. Can we jump back to being on route then? En route?
Yep, you can jump to being en route. And there's going to be another scene change, so another momentum reduction. So I believe you're talking about a a temporal mechanics thing. Was that?
Yeah, I had it on the docket before all this happened, but I figured like Ted had it on the docket because he knew there were some questions about how he got temporal about his knowledge about basically temporal mechanics in general from the last mission. So he just put it on there just in case anyone who wanted to attend, in case he got any interest. So yeah, no, he just put it on there. If anyone showed up, then he would start a presentation.
So who would attend the temporal mechanics lecture by the captain? Voluntary, of course.
Zareth definitely would go.
Mazaka would go as well.
Dr. Shar would go.
Okay, so it appears that pretty much all the senior crew is there.
Yeah.
And Roxon is going to be there as well.
That's surprising. Okay.
So we're going to start in the middle of it. Take it away, Captain.
All right, so we are in the holodeck because I needed an amphitheater. I'm on the stage. Behind me is a screen that's able to change to illustrate my points. I currently have a headset microphone. And I am just walking back and forth describing what's going on. So the big thing about time is obviously it's not linear. We all know that by now. Big ball of wibbly-wimey stuff, and it's not entirely inaccurate. Mostly what time is a rope that is fraying and being structured back together. The biggest thing about time is obviously multiverse theory. Constant multiverses are being created over and over based on our decisions. But these don't spread apart, as most people assume, most of the time. More often than not, these universes are collapsing and being merged back into our universe, happening at a rate that's astronomical to the point where we have no way of detecting it.
Okay, at this point your com badge beeps, interrupting your sermon, for want of a better word. Reach to Captain.
That's good. I had 5 more minutes of material. Yeah, no, I can. Yeah, Captain here.
We are getting a emergency distress call from a colony, like from a sources is a bit weird. It seems to be from a colony establishment, colonizing team stationed in the system. I did have a name. Where did I put the name? Galros, in the Galros system, Galros, and there's some kind of medical emergency.
Set a course, we'll be right there. Computer and program.
At that, I bolt out of my chair and I tap my comm badge and start asking for trauma teams to be assembled immediately.
Yeah, and I wave my finger around to my senior staff right into the bridge.
I tap my comm badge and I immediately call for emergency relief engineering teams to start gathering. And I also call for the combat engineer pilots to start getting ready so that they can, if we need to, shuttle down to deliver supplies.
All right.
Yeah,
so
anybody who has any medical knowledge should be on hand for triage.
okay, so
That's
let's do a
Including security teams, by the way. I'm going to issue that order to my folks. Like any security personnel with any knowledge of medicine, report to the triage teams.
All right, so I am going to let's do a roll for something random to happen. Let's see if. Okay. All right. So you're a couple of hours out when you get the signal. You got your con officers dropped you out of warp, realigned, and sent you on, and you're now on your way to this new destination.
Are we able to ascertain the danger that the distress signal is speaking about, and how much time do we have left? Because if they're in severe distress, we're going to jump to maximum warp.
So let me. All right. So you're able. The original signal that was sent out was somewhat of an automated system, but you do manage to get onto someone there. He doesn't particularly know what happened, but there was the vast majority of the away team was affected by some sort of energy discharge, and he doesn't have any clue what's going on, no idea how to help, but is wanting. Seems some of the assistant he just wants people there right now. There is he pretty much know they could be critical, and he would have no idea. He's not really medically trained. The guy that you're able to get on.
Yeah. What's the scale of the?
So about 200 people.
Okay. Definitely need trauma teams.
Sounds like it. We're definitely going to jump to Warp 9 in that case.
So the Akira class's maximum warp speed is 9.8 for 12 hours.
Yeah.
All right,
So get us halfway across the
let's. How am I going to do? Let's do a con. Let's get our instant to do another control con check for me.
Sounds good.
With momentum if he needs it.
And also the ship assisting?
The ship. That's probably what we should have had the ship assisting before, but yes, the ship assisting.
He got out and pushed for the first roll.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's do this.
I'll roll for the ship.
Please do.
Engine's con, right?
Engine's con. All right, that's enough. You're able. Let's take away a point of energy from the ship. Is it at max? I don't know.
Yeah, it's at max.
So
It's a max out.
I should
it's
hope
a
so.
Yeah, we just got refueled. We were at max, so we're down to 9 now.
So down to 9, and you arrive there very quick. As you're there, another starship arrives. It's actually the U.S.S. Nomad. You don't know much about the Nomad. It's apparently associated with like a small space station that's deep into the expanse to basically to help facilitate like colonize like things like this and supplies going throughout the system. So they're coming in to assist as well. It's not just the Valkyrie.
What's the class of the Nomad?
It is a New Orleans class.
Oh, okay.
That's a rarity.
I think I served on the New Orleans actually. Let me see.
Hang on one second.
Yeah, the U.S.S. Amazon was a New Orleans class vessel. Interesting.
So
But yeah, no, we're going to hail the planet to ascertain the degree of the emergency, and then we're going to hail the U.S.S. Nomad to see about coordination.
Okay, so let's so you get on like you've been talking with with people on the ground, so you already have an idea of where you need to go, like the coordinates, and you don't really, the guy doesn't have any like real medical knowledge, but he knows they're here. There's 200 of them who've been affected by some kind of energy thing, and he needs help. That's pretty much all that you can get from the surface before. Like it simply doesn't know anything else.
A little vague, unfortunately. It'd probably be best if we cover our bases. But then, yeah, let's hail the U.S.S. Nomad.
So you get onto the Nomad. It's you see a Trill captain. Captain. I did have some notes. Where are they? There we go. So this is Jolon Drash, Drash. Why do I always give names that I can't say? Because this is Star Trek and aliens' names are hard to say. Jolon Drash. I just like you. I think it's just the tongue twister element of it, maybe. But anyway.
So it's like Drash or Trash?
Drash with a D.
Drash.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No. U.S.S. Valkyrie to U.S.S. Nomad.
This is
Let's open
Captain.
up alien frequency.
Yeah. This is Captain Drash of the Nomad. Welcome, Captain.
Captain Trash, this is Captain Tedorchesco. I wish we met under better circumstances. You're also here to respond to the distress signal?
Yes. My chief medical officer is currently organising teams to beam down. I presume you are doing the same.
Absolutely. If you don't mind, we'll take point on this as well. We are the larger vessel in these systems.
All right. Very well. I will give you my chief medical officer is Dr. What did I name him? Phineas Tran. That's it. Is Dr. Phineas Tran, and he is currently obviously on his way getting ready teams to beam down, but you feel free to contact him directly and organise whatever needs to be done to assist the colonial team down there.
Sounds good. We'll have our doctor call your doctor. Also, I'm going to... Well, I'll speak to you later. If there's anything else, and also, if you find anything else inside the system, let us know, because we're still going to ascertain the degree and whatever caused this emergency.
Very well. We will start our scans immediately, and we'll let you know if we detect anything out of the ordinary.
Thank you, Nomad. Valkyrie out.
Nomad out.
And I'm turning over to Stefan. I assume you already have your team in place. All right. Your team ready?
Sorry, out of character for just a moment. His team's ready for.
What I want is for Stefan to take lead, but to answer to the doctor. Obviously, it's going to be the doctor's show, but I want to know what went on. Why is there an emergency?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Several of my security officers are assisting with the trauma teams, but I will have a security team stand by, including myself.
Just a small one, just until we can figure out until we can ascertain the state of the emergency.
Aye, sir.
Mm-hmm. But I'm going to contact the doctor and see if she's ready.
All right, this is Dr. Jar.
Dr. Jar, we're in orbit over the planet. Is your team ready?
Teams are ready to transport down on your word, Captain.
All right, you get everyone assembled. You'll be taking point on this one.
All right, I've already been in contact with the Nomad's chief medical officer, Dr. Tran.
Yep. So Dr. Tran is basically a triage emergency specialist. He's focused on large groups, so he will be a great assistance to you in this particular situation.
Of course. I also have my fair share of experience with it as well, so we should be well prepared.
I'd also like Commander Thesaurus to go down as well. So they said it was struck by some sort of energy wave. I want to know what was going on there.
Have her go down with the security team to kind of investigate what had happened.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Before I go, would you like me to scan across the planet?
Yeah, please. Actually, that sounds like a great idea.
All right, I'm gonna do a sensor scan then.
All right. So what specifically are you looking for?
To see if there is like a point of origin where like this disturbance kind of congregated or emitted from, and if there's like any trace element, like trace, like I'll probably have to make like more than one scan, but like just kind of see where it came from and if there's any residue, I guess.
All right. Let's do a scan assisted by the Valkyrie sensors. Let's
All right.
say engineering for this one. It'll be a total of difficulty 2.
Is that with the reduction?
With the reduction.
All right. So reason science, yeah.
Reason science for you, yes.
All right, who wants to get the Valkyrie?
Does my focus apply?
I'll do Valkyrie.
What focuses?
Either observation or astrometrics.
I'm gonna say no for this one.
And what's
Alright.
the Valkyrie rolling?
Valkyrie will be rolling sensors engineering.
Okay.
May I take a momentum for cautious?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, momentum being spent.
And the Valkyrie succeeds.
You roll
Rolling
challenge
0 dice.
Oh, whoops. They're right next to each other. There we go.
Ooh,
3
nice.
successes.
Okay, so 3 successes, 4 up. Yes, you get 2 momentum from that.
Very nice.
And,
All right.
So you get. There is nothing active in terms of energy discharge, but you do get like ionized traces in an area just north of where the colonization team is stationed. It's not a specific location, just a sort of a general area.
Okay. Then for my free ask, can I kind of do more of a deeper like probe of it to see if it's a natural phenomenon or if it was like some sort of mechanical failure or something like that?
Okay, to effect, I will give you this. It doesn't appear to be natural.
Okay.
There is nothing geologically that you can see here that would be that would cause a massive energy build-up and release. Like
Okay.
that. So there doesn't seem to be anything large enough. I'm gonna boil this together. Large enough so that it was like just like an engineering malfunction either. Something very unusual happened here.
Okay, so it's not coming off as like an ion storm or some sort of
No.
gravimetric anomaly.
It is an energy discharge that shouldn't be possible.
Okay. I will relay that information to the captain that it seems that it's an unnatural event.
All right. What I'd like for you to do is see if you can get eyes on the center of whatever the heck happened. We'll continue to scan up here from the Valkyrie.
Okay. I will make my way down to one of the teams that Safan has coordinated.
All right. So who's going to beam down? Which teams are going to beam down first? The medical or the security?
Medical.
Okay. So I am going to roll for the transporting down. It's going to be an easy task, but just in case something really bad happens.
Like that.
Nobody.
I was gonna say this would be a perk roll from Mizaka, not you to do.
Yeah, no, that's a Misaka roll.
Yeah. If I had had a chance to speak up, I wasn't like, no,
So-
that's my role.
Sorry, but anyway, let's do the ship. You can do the ship.
Doesn't matter. You complicated it.
No, it's not
On
a
a natural
complication.
No,
one,
it's a
that's
one.
a crit.
Oh, that's a
Oh
one.
yeah, that's a
Oh,
1 and
okay.
a 19. Yeah, no, we're
Okay.
fine.
Okay. What's the? God, I gotta double check what that is for transporters.
So I'm gonna say
Sensors engineering.
yeah.
It's sensors engineering. Yep. All right. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So
So that's
you're gonna
4
get.
successes.
I'm gonna give you 2 momentum, 2 additional momentum for that, and yeah, the medical team is being down. Dr. Tran and his team arrived there just previously. He is he's doing his initial like triage, like assessment of everyone while some engineering teams set up like basically a sort of MASH kind of like just basically temporary shelters for them to just keep a track of what's happening and to help organize things. Dr. Tran is basically running from patient to patient, getting initial readings and stuff. He is currently not particularly aware of your presence.
I'm going to come up to him. Yeah, I'm going to obviously coordinate my people first, and then I will go up to him, and I'll be like, Dr. Tran.
Dr. Azar, isn't it?
Yes, Dr. Kalani Zar.
It's good to meet you. I guess you're in charge of this thing, then, I guess.
Yes. What do you currently have your people doing? And I'm gonna like go over with him, my plan strategy.
All right. So like he lays out what his people are doing. Basically, just doing initial diagnosis. See what's happening to the systems of. There's about him. So another 3 nurses and another doctor who are doing, but there's just like a lot of people, a lot of people that are just like sort of unconscious.
Good. Well, I have my teams are currently triaging, seeing what we can do for them in the meantime before we figure out what exactly is causing this. Save as many people as we can.
All right, let's do some triaging rolls. He is going to Dr. Tran is going to assist you, but you're going to be doing the main roll. So
Okay.
this will be Insight Medicine main check. And I
Okay.
will give an assist what would something medicine by the Valkyrie as well. I'm just trying to think what would be a good organization.
Would my emergency medicine focus apply?
Your emergency medicine focus will apply. I'm going to say communication medicine for the Valkyrie.
And what's the difficulty?
So the difficulty will be 3.
Okay. I'm gonna take a momentum
Yep.
for cautious.
Do we eat?
Okay, you got the 3. So can I get a communication medicine roll from the Valkyrie?
I will do that. Yep.
Okay, so that's and that just another success from Dr. Tran. So that is a total of 5 successes.
Nice.
So you are now maxed with an extra floating momentum. So yeah, the energy, whatever kind of energy what happened has just it sort of it's definitely disrupted their systems, but it sort of put them in kind of a I don't in a state where they're sort of not frozen in time, but they're
Like in comas?
they're in comas. It's almost like they're in a so they're in comas. They're like their central nervous system has been interrupted pretty much. There's enough that their heart is still beating, but whatever is impacting the central nervous system does seem to be is slowly deteriorating. The rest of the system is deteriorating as well. So their hearts might stop if it's not dealt with.
Is there anyone who's deteriorating more rapidly? Anything that needs to be treated like right now?
Okay, let's do another insight medicine check.
Okay.
Okay, so that is you do get to notice a joined trill life sign in them. That not only the host but the trill's isoboromine levels have been affected by this energy, and that is the trill, the symbiont perhaps more so than the host. That is probably the most critical patient right this moment.
Okay, I will definitely be taking this patient. I'm going to instruct the trauma teams to keep triaging, and Dr. Tran's team to keep trying to figure out what's going on, but to try and stabilize everybody. But I'm going to spend time with this patient.
Okay, as you
It's right up my alley.
Yeah, you get close to him and you realize who it is. It's Dr. Vren, who was part of the Symbiosis Commission and was part of the reason why you left.
I kind of I put aside any of my biases and just trying to focus on the symbiont and trying to raise the isoboromine levels.
All right, so let's do a reason medicine check. This will be a difficulty 3. You're going to. I'm going to give you a focus on this, even if technically you may not. Let me. What? You're going to get assisted by what? Just if you could, the Valkyrie could do another communication medicine roll.
Okay, I'm going to take a momentum for cautious as well.
Oh, by the way, you would have had another momentum. Like, you would have had, so you could spend another information.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the Valkyrie gets a crit. That's that we need to become a medical ship.
All right, so that was difficulty 3. You
Crushed it.
like you have stabilized the isoboromine levels. You not only have you done that, you've gotten them back to where they should be. The symbiote seems stable, and I'm gonna give you if you want to create an advantage, you can definitely create an advantage. You've got plenty of momentum to do that. So what do you want to?
Yeah, I definitely want to, keep the symbiont stable. So that in case things start to fluctuate again.
All right. So yeah, you've definitely done that. You've got the you're able to stabilize the symbiont for now, but you're able to basically add systems to help alert you if anything changes, and you're able to quickly respond to any any changes in life environment levels. Mechanically speaking, I'm going to say it is not going to fall to become unstable again because of your intense monitoring. So but you've got the symbiont, but whatever is affecting the rest of the people there is still affecting this trill.
Yeah, I definitely want to take as many readings of the trill as I can, because knowing trill physiology as I do, it might give me some unique data on trying to figure out what this is and how we can treat everybody. Because I'll have a baseline for comparison between what's happening to the joined trill versus what should be happening.
All right, so let's do. Let's make this insight medicine. Another
Okay.
difficulty 3.
Okay, I'm going to take another momentum for cautious. All right.
The ship assisting on this one too.
Yep,
Oh, wow.
same. Oof.
That was oof.
Yes.
Absolutely nothing.
I can re-roll one of them. I don't think it'll matter.
So you might as well re-roll one. It might.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get any successes, so and it's
Yeah.
difficulty 3.
Hang on, let me double check the rules on cautious really fast
I
here.
think it's just one. I'm
You
looking
get
at it
one
right
reroll momentum. A one reroll dice.
Yeah, so it's just one dice. I'm pretty sure.
Just one.
Yeah, I'm 95% sure. I'm looking at it right now, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so as there is no point in re-rolling that, you, whatever this is not. It's not a stable, so you can't just basically get a snapshot and then compare the snapshot to a known snapshot. It's always changing, so you can't really nail down specifically what is happening.
Rogues then?
Wow.
So if you want Roxanne to come down, she can.
Yeah, I'm gonna want a second set of eyes.
All right. So Roxanne. So let's
Roxanne and Lasan should probably both be down there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Definitely.
I'm with the security team, so I'm going whenever they're going.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump back to the security team who are beaming down.
Okay.
Like a bit earlier in the scene, but this is the medical stuff, so I wanted to get a bit of medical stuff in there before the security team beamed down. So they beamed down. And Zaka, do you want
Okay.
to roll for that for them?
Yeah, I'm gonna have Kachara do it because my assistant chief engineer is also the transporter chief. So that's let me double check really fast. Transporter is control engineering. So yep. And he's got a focus in this.
Okay, can sensors engineering for the ship?
I've got that loaded up already.
Okay. So the team beamed down, but they beamed down
Into a rock.
No, they it's not a complication, so they don't actually kill themselves.
They
But
beam down without their pants.
they they beamed down actually a bit too far. You had to beam down just a bit, like about a kilometer away from the actual where you wanted to be targeted. So they're not quite. They've got a bit of a work to get to where they should be.
It will give us
Okay.
time to survey the area. However, maybe gain more information than if we had simply beamed down directly.
If
Yeah, I'm pulling out my tricorder and doing the scans.
all right, let's do a reason science. What are some of your focuses here?
Survival, analysis, observation, astrometrics.
I'm not gonna give you a focus on this one.
Wow.
I'd like to do a security sweep while she's doing her scans.
All right, so we'll get the scientists to do their roles.
Yep.
All right, can I take a dice, please, for cautious?
You may.
Mm-hmm.
And what's my difficulty?
The difficulty will be 2. Okay,
2
so you get.
You want to re-roll that one non-success?
Yeah, actually, I will re-roll.
All right. So just change the number of dice to 1. There we go. And
Nice.
you got a momentum
Nice.
back. That could have gone really wrong if you'd rolled a complication.
Oh.
No, she's still
All
would have
right.
succeeded.
So I am scanning.
Okay, so here's what you find. There is definitely what you find these energy, I want to say residual energy readings like all over the place, like in this whole area. You're at this stage, you're not getting a specific narrow down of what actual type of energy it is, but you're getting there was whatever it was over a large area.
Can I pinpoint the point of origin?
Okay, yeah. As your science offers momentum spend, I will give you that. The point of origin is is an area 200 meters north of the actual settlement of the colony encampment.
All right, I will tell Safan about the origin point,
Okay.
and I will attempt to communicate with Dr. Jar the scientific data that I have to see if it will help with any of her medical prowess.
Okay. So I will get Safan to do his security role, insight security.
Insight security coming right up.
Difficulty 2.
Okay. Observation focus apply here or no?
I will give you observation focus.
Okay. And I'm going to take a momentum as well, if that's all right with you guys.
Go for it.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Not that it helped.
No,
Wow.
Wait, that was our... You said insight security?
insight security.
Okay, that's...
Yeah. So none of as
Holding
you,
the tricorder upside down, I got nothing.
but no, you're
I was
holding
holding
the
mine upside down too.
you're holding the tricorder rightly, but the energy reading you weren't able to effectively counteract the residual effects of whatever energy blast there was, or if it was even a blast. You're
Tricorders.
I'm going to... let me see. I am unable to scan through the interference. Erickson, Wachowski, keep an eye out. Those are my
Trigger.
2 security curemen.
Okay. So I will secretly roll for them, see how well if they do spot anything. Okay. So the McCluskey, was it?
Macheski.
Macheski. He's looking around and he notices that there is. It's not a security as such, but it's something that is odd and sort of out of place. A large, not a large, but like a crystalline structure that is pointing out of the ground. As the sun, once it's pointed out to you, you didn't pick up anything like this in your scans.
Rocks. Interesting.
And then it eats the red shirt.
I will point my tricorder in the direction of the strange rock.
Baz, I've got
Yes.
a question for you. Is there any way that Safan would have known about the Enterprise D's encounters with the crystalline entity?
Well, that wouldn't be classified because it was attacking civilian places. There's
Yeah,
probably warnings
and
about-
it was. I'm gonna say it's long enough ago, since this that it would be you would have known about it. So you can say that your character knows about it if you want to.
Okay. Yeah, I will. I'll mention that to Cesareth.
Okay, so I will scan for both geologic composition and life science? I guess.
So I'm gonna say that you have readings that you can compare to if you're going to specifically compare it to the crystalline entity.
Okay, I will do that then.
All right, so let's do another. I'm going to say reason science for this one.
Okay, would my analysis come in with this?
I'm going to say yes for this one. Because you are specifically analyzing something specific.
And can I assist on this one?
I'm going to allow it.
Okay.
Do an insight security assist.
Insight security. All right.
And what's the difficulty?
The difficulty will be 2.
All right.
I'm gonna guess that I do not have a focus that applies here.
No.
Okay. 3 successes.
All right, so you get a momentum
Yay.
back. It is not the crystalline entity, but it is somewhat. There is some kind of connection. From what your scans tell, it's able to. It has the capability of holding up energy and then releasing it. So
So it's like a conduit of some kind, perhaps.
Or like a capacitor kind of thing.
Oh no.
Okay.
It's not red. I'm not worried.
What? Capacitor? Oh my god.
Me
I
and
just
Ekon
kind of
figured this out.
I just kind of like tilt my head towards Safan and show him like the readings on my tricorder.
All right, so you do get your science off the question. What do you want to know?
Is there anything currently stored in it, or Yeah.
In this particular one, no.
okay?
In this particular one, he says.
Yep. Oh, believe me, I heard that wording.
Oh god.
This seems like perhaps it's dormant at the moment, I suppose.
Or it has already discharged its energy, and that is what's responsible for the colonist's condition.
So
I don't think so because the discharge happened quite a distance from here.
but you would actually let me do an insight security. Insight science check for me. This Thesaurus, difficulty 1.
Okay.
Yeah, better be you. My science is my dump stat.
Do I have a focus?
For some reason, I'm gonna allow your observation focus.
For some reason, he says. 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, so you get floating momentum. So you are from what you heard about the situation. Something like this could definitely have been the source of the energy pulse.
Right, but not this particular crystal.
Not this particular one, but you're pretty certain that there are others out there, and there is one that was the source of it.
Right, I can infer.
You
Okay.
can definitely infer that. If you want to ask more questions, you've got 2 questions you can ask for pretty much for free.
Okay. Is there a way that I can kind of map the this like makeup, like the molecular makeup of this crystal, so that the Valkyrie can scan for other crystalline structures on the planet, like just see where they all are?
I'm going to say with the scans you've done, you can you can spend one of the momentum and one of the save momentum you have to create that advantage.
I will do that.
And I will say that Commander Mizaka will totally do this scan.
All right, so I will send all of my data to Commander Misaka.
So at the moment, is Roxon going down to assist the medical team? Is that what the plan is?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back up to the Valkyrie. If we can get the Valkyrie to do a beam down roll for Iris.
Okay. Doing that right
Did
now.
If you want to roll for Misaka, I can roll for the ship.
It's gonna be Kachar who's doing the transporter roll. So.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah.
And the ship.
Yep, that's up to you. Gonna roll that dice.
Computer. No, is it computers or sensors?
Sensors.
Yeah, it's sensors engineering.
Nah.
All right. So Iris beams down in the middle of chaos, pretty much, as the Nomad and the Valkyrie's medical team is basically running ragged, trying to deal with all the people down. As that happens, it is chaos, but organized medical chaos. And so she sees you and comes running up and Doctor.
Yes, Commander. We're stretched a little thin at the moment, but I think we're getting everybody stabilized. We're still scratching our heads on what's causing it, though.
So, would you like me to scan?
If you would, more data we get on this thing, the better.
Anyone particular or anything particular? Should I just scan this patient in front of us?
Yes. Scan him so that I'm trying to get a basis of comparison. It seems to be affecting him differently because he's a joined trill. And since I am very intimately familiar with joined trill physiology, I was hoping maybe we might be able to find the key to this.
Alright, so she is going to do...
For some reason, my tricorder's fried.
She's going to do a reason science roll. Okay. She doesn't have a focus, unfortunately. For this, should she use a momentum?
Yeah, go ahead.
She
can
does
I
have
assist her?
cautious. Okay. So using a momentum, she's going to do 3 die. It's a difficulty 2. Okay, so she gives back 1 momentum. She tells you that I'm reading some residual energy inside there. Whatever caused this is, there's still reactions happening inside the body.
And I'm gonna knit my brows and I'm gonna kind of reach for her tricorder and ask, may I?
Yeah, she passes it over and that you.
And I'm gonna try and see if I can see what exactly is happening that's unusual, based on my prior knowledge.
Okay, so what you are seeing in the scan is that I'm not gonna make you roll for it. Is that there are energy flashings from one part of the body to another. It's not going through usual nervous system paths. It's going from muscle to lungs to liver to
Right.
all these different organs of the body, and
there's a rhythm to it.
There's a rhythm, but it also is it doesn't. There is no logical connection between where it arrives, where it's going to. It's just sort of jumping all over the place.
Is there any way that I can try and restore the correct electrical functioning, and so that I can stop these random fluctuations?
Is this where we test everybody's stone knowledge, because the electrical currents going through people's bodies is actually in an episode of Star Trek Online?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Let's do a insight. Let's do an insight science for you. See if you can.
Okay.
Figure out a way to kind of capture the energy or redirect it out of the body.
All right. I don't think any of my focuses will apply here on this one, actually.
Difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2. I'll take a momentum.
Please do.
Take it.
Take it.
That sounded bad.
Well, I got that roll.
Yeah, you did.
All right, so you got the momentum back, and you actually come up with with an idea. This is what you need is some kind of container to hold it. Maybe but it's not something that allows it to jump and bounce around, but something that doesn't let it, something where it can come in but not out.
Oh, I've seen this episode of Stargate. We need to have Rodney beam down in that personal shield.
We have personal force fields on the board.
It seems like an engineer type of task.
It's not like you don't really know how to make it happen. You just know what needs to be done.
So meanwhile on
Okay.
the ship...
Meanwhile, on
Can
the
I
ship,
use? Maybe this is an opportunity to use my field medicine.
that is true. You want to do that first?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when attempting a medicine task, you may ignore any increase in difficulty for working without the proper tools or equipment. So I'm gonna try and figure out what I can use using what I've got.
okay, so that there is a
You're
lot
all
of
grounded.
So there is a lot of equipment around. You can just try to use it in unconventional ways.
Right. That's what I'm gonna do.
So what do you want to do? Like with this scroll?
I'm gonna try and use what I've got to try and capture the.
Okay. What check would that be? Don't even know if it would be a medicine check though.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking maybe like it seems kind of engineering-ish.
Definitely.
So I guess back to the ship.
So you do realize that what you do have is actually you can't really trap it with what you have. There is. I mean, you could do surgery, but you wouldn't be able to. It would have to be in that whatever you remove at that specific time, and you don't really know where it's going to be, and it jumps pretty quickly. So it would. You're not even certain that you'd be able. When it gets to a part you can remove, you're not even going to be sure if it's going to be in there for long, if you're able to get it out in time.
Tap my comm badge. Dr. Jar to Lieutenant Commander Mzaka.
Mazaka here.
Commander, I think I might have something that is up your alley.
Transfer the data to my terminal.
And I'm going to upload the tricorder readings as I'm seeing them
Okay.
to his console.
Yeah, so I'm up on the bridge.
So yeah, up on the bridge in the engineering console. First, you get the readings on this crystalline structure from the security team, and then as you're just starting to look into that, Dr. Zar contacts you and sends up their information.
Okay, so there's a couple things I want to do for this to do an analysis. First, because I've been working on it for a while this has been going on, I want to analyze the crystalline structure.
Yep.
To get a clear idea of what it is. What would you have me roll for that?
Like what it is, as in its makeup, or what it sort of what does it do?
Yes, to both of those.
Okay.
I'm looking for what's its makeup and what does it do.
All right. I'm going to allow you to do an inside engineering on this one.
Wouldn't it be reason in this case because I'm trying to analyze it?
That is also a good idea.
Okay. So, and I'm going to spend a momentum for that extra die. Since determined it has some sort of power thing. Would my EPS systems focus necessarily
It-
apply?
it-
Because
it's not. It's not the same kind of power system. It's. I'm going to say no, because it's something completely foreign. It is not something you have any practical experience with.
so it's not like a technological signature. Why don't I just list off my focuses and you tell me if one of them applies? Ship design and innovation, probably not. Computers and AI research, transporters and replicators, EPS systems, warp field dynamics, and small and ground craft designs.
Yeah, it's not really going to be any one of those.
Okay.
It is power, but it's not an EPS
That
kind
power.
of situation, kind of power.
Okay. All right, and then I suppose the ship is also assisting me, right?
Yes.
So that would be what, sensors engineering?
So that would be sensors engineering. I forgot to say what the difficulty was. Did I say what the difficulty was? I can't remember.
No,
I'll
no,
roll
you
it.
didn't.
Census engineering.
Yeah.
So it was. I'm gonna have to roll because I'm not entirely sure which one, and I probably shouldn't have seen the odds or evens.
Odds.
Okay, so it's difficulty 2. So you get
Okay.
a momentum back.
Perfect. All right. So what is it doing?
Uh,
And what is it?
So it is the initial capacitor. It is basically sort of it's not quite right, but it's basically that what it is actually sort of holds the energy in a basically jumping around inside the crystal. It like traps the energy, and when there's enough energy inside it that it can't, it basically just sort of like
Releases
it all at once.
Okay. In that case, Lieutenant Commander Mizaka is going to be reminded of something in one of the Enterprise's logs that he had to read at Utopia Planitia to help protect EPS systems about an incident. I'm gonna roll for this and to see if this is him doing a little research here. If it's related to an incident during the Enterprise's D's first year in service, one of its earliest missions when it had first contact with the Ferengi, there was a planet that was covered in crystals left behind by the Takan Empire that had a capacitor effect on them, and he wants to compare against that.
Okay, from the last outpost.
Yes.
Okay, this will be remembering a fact, so it'll be reason, engineering, I guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna say difficulty 1.
Difficulty 1. Would my EPS systems apply here because this would be knowledge he'd gained through that? Or no?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. I'm not going to spend a momentum then, so...
Okay, so it is the scans you are getting are similar. I mean, these are much smaller in scale, and from what it seems that the they sort of like a more air like.
They're mini versions.
They're mini versions, but they're sort of like more concentrated in their power as well.
Okay.
Mini, but you know, like releases more energy kind of thing. More potent versions.
Okay. Lieutenant Commander Mazaka to away team. Notification. Commander Safan, you need to be made aware. I have done analysis on the crystal. It is similar, if not identical, to Takan crystal capacitors.
Would I know about this at all?
At this stage, if you want to roll, if you want to say you know it, since this is like from basically like 8 years ago, and it's the Enterprise, which is a flagship, so there's a lot of interest in what happens, and there's publishing. If you want to know, you can from any of the TNG era stuff, you can say that you know it, or you could do a roll. I'll leave it up to you. But you're at max momentum again.
All right. I guess I'll just say that I know it then. I'm smart.
Are there any particular precautions we should take?
Based with the Enterprise's previous encounter, I'm going to have to start taking precautions up here to make sure that we don't lose our systems. But I find it they did not have an effect on biological organisms in the previous encounter. If this is affecting biological organisms instead of technological, we may have to be concerned about the possibility of them shutting us down.
That is concerning.
I also find myself wondering if one of the colonists perhaps tinkered with one of the crystals or attempted to fire upon it.
It's a possibility. I don't know.
It is idle speculation at this point, but worth considering.
Definitely. I'm going to have damage control teams start work on trying to improve our power capacity to prevent draining. By the way, since this is on the bridge, Captain, you're hearing this as well.
Yes, I am. I'm letting you guys work.
All right. So, who's next? Like who? So let's go back to Safan and his crew since they were the last team to. So you guys walking. You do arrive. You notice others of these crystals around, as you do, and you head towards the origin of this one.
Okay.
As you approach, you find what amounts to a small wooden shack, just sort of set out on its own, nondescript. Could be anything.
Okay. I'll do a security sweep of the shack and the surrounding area, surrounded or assisted by my crewmen if I can. Commander Thesaurus, will you monitor our life signs and make note of any variances in our readings?
I can do my best. I will, I guess, attempt to monitor for changes or any sudden distress.
Let me check your stats for a moment.
My medicine is my dumb stat.
I'm gonna say though, because Misaka's listening in on this, he's telling Kachara right now, if the way Team's life signs go into critical, beam them up ASAP.
All right, so
Definitely.
If you want to do that, I will let you spend a couple of momentum to create that as an advantage.
Please.
Okay. So yep, 2 momentum spent. So all right, so let's do that insight security roll. This is going to be 3, difficulty of 3.
Okay. Guys, I'd like to use the momentum on this if I can.
Go ahead.
I will.
Right. Will you roll for my crewmen who are assisting?
I will give 1 assist. Let me just double check your focuses. Just
Can
so
I
that-
assist? Or am I distracted with monitoring them?
I think you're distracted right now.
Yeah.
That's valid.
What am I looking at? There we go, Stefan. Wait, no. Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I just totally forgot what I was doing right at that moment.
Too much LDS.
Too much Mormonism?
Star Trek 4.
You know what? I'm going to allow your focuses to apply.
Okay. Well then, here goes.
And while that's being rolled,
You said insight security?
Inside security.
Okay.
I'm going to turn to the captain and be like, we need to prepare to evacuate everyone off this planet ASAP.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Actually, Chief, what do you think our maximum capacity of transporters is per minute?
About 25 person per transport if we used all our transporter rooms. We do actually I take that back. We have
Cargo
Seeker?
transporters?
No, we have something better than that. We have a troop transporter on the Akira class. That transports 10 persons at a time.
Hmm.
We got 2 of those. Plus our standard transporter rooms. So we can do like batches of 32.
Yeah.
And not counting our people on the planet, how many are we looking at to evacuate?
Baz, what are we talking at?
As far as the patients going, there is about the number is actually 191 patients.
Plus we have another ship in orbit.
Plus we have another ship in orbit, so there is.
The Valkyrie could do it alone. We got room for about 2,000 evacuees.
Mm-hmm. We could do it.
So Stefan's security check has a complication.
Guys, do you want to use momentum to erase that?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay, so momentum goes down. You don't really notice there's nothing around. You're not. You don't appear to. There's no kind of traps or anything like that. You can do. It's just a shed in the middle of nowhere with something in it. What? You're not sure.
I would also, while this is happening and I'm kind of monitoring them, I also want to make sure that the crystal isn't doing anything funky.
Okay, let's...
Like charging up or something.
Let's do a scan. Reason science.
You know what? I'm going to assist, and so is the Valkyrie, because we're going to be scanning that from orbit, just to make sure that we can get the hell out of Dodge.
Okay, so, yeah,
Would my analysis or observation come in?
I'm going to allow your analysis to come in on this one.
And can I have a momentum, please?
Yeah, we got him.
You've got one momentum left. So let's roll 3 dice for the Saurus.
Oh, thank God.
1 from the Valkyrie and
That's 1 for me.
and
2, so
Okay.
3 from me.
Yeah, that's...
So you're re-rolling the complication.
Heck yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is another momentum, so we're down to none.
No, because it's a science roll. She's got.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's right, science officer.
Well, she's got cautious
Cautious.
science.
And what? We need to roll the Valkyrie still.
So that'll be
sensors.
sensor science.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
4. So
5 successes.
Yep.
Woo!
5 successes. So you get another 2 momentum. And yeah, the crystal is charging up. And that's where we're gonna have to leave it for this episode.
Oh!